Welcome everybody to a live episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, Suppoman, your superhero cryptocurrency expert. In this video, I am going to be going through the altcoin strategy, certainly my altcoin strategy, and one I would recommend personally to you during the Bitcoin forks. Okay, so that's what we're going to discuss in this live stream. So what I'd like to ask first of all is if we can have a quick like spike if you are excited to learn about what altcoins you should be looking at, how you should be investing over the coming weeks. And if you want to learn more about cryptocurrencies daily, smash the likes and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Secondly, I would like, once this video is no longer live, because it's live right now, but when you're watching this back, leave me a comment with your MyEther wallet Ethereum address so that I can personally send you 100 of an altcoin that you can receive in your MyEther wallet. I'm not going to say which one that is, I'm just going to make it a nice surprise basically. So basically leave me a decent comment, and in my next video I am going to do a random comment picker, choose a comment, and if it has an Ethereum MyEther wallet address put in the comment, then I will send 100 of an altcoin that's compatible with MyEther wallet to you. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. So leave a good comment. Don't put some crappy comment like, hey, or some other junk. Actually put something of value, a question that I can answer in the next episode. So smash the likes, smash the subscribes, and also leave a decent comment with a MyEther wallet address. So in today's episode, I am talking about altcoin strategies, okay? Because what I've noticed since my cryptocurrency savage crypto episode yesterday is that Bitcoin has actually gone down quite significantly. Actually, it's lost about $200, the value of Bitcoin, which doesn't sound like it's a lot, but when you consider the fact that at the moment everybody's rallying Bitcoin in an attempt to essentially ride the wave, which is going to be ridden towards anyway the 25th of October for the Bitcoin Gold fork. People are riding that, and also people, by having Bitcoin, you are going to get on a one-to-one basis Bitcoin Gold. No matter what your feelings are about Bitcoin Gold, whether you think it's a scammy coin or an SH coin or whatever, or if you think it's magnificent and a golden coin, essentially you will be getting, as long as you are holding it in one of the compatible wallets or on a compatible, I don't know, exchange like Bittrex. I don't really know what their personal standpoint is. As long as you're holding it somewhere compatible, you will get 1-for-1 Bitcoin Gold for what you have for Bitcoin. So even with that rally, it's lost value, which is significant. And also, the fact that Bitcoin already has a lot of value, it gets a lot of volume on a 24-hour basis. Look at that, 2.2 billion of volume. Okay, so it needs a dramatic amount taken out of Bitcoin to actually affect the price by $200. Okay, now what I've noticed though, whilst Bitcoin has gone down, is that quite a few altcoins have gone up. Why? Because altcoins are hitting rock bottom prices, certainly in the last, few weeks. Now, one that I got heavily behind last night was Omisco, because this went under $7, okay? And that was my automatic buy-in point. That was where I set a buy order automatically at under $7, and it activated it. And I was really excited because this bounced back quite quickly, and then people have bought it up, right? People have taken their money out of Bitcoin because it's very valuable. They may have put their money into Bitcoin when it was, 5,000. They've written a bit of a wave. They've taken some Bitcoin out, and now they're buying some altcoins. That is what I would recommend, is something that you do and is a worthwhile thing to do. There's been a couple of cryptocurrency experts, I suppose, that have said, don't buy anything until after SegWit 2x. Crap idea, because everything's going to start going up after SegWit 2x. In fact, before SegWit 2x, things are going to start going up, and you don't want to miss hitting the bottom with some of these cryptos, especially because the sats value on a lot of the cryptos have significantly gone down. Like a couple of months ago, when I invested in Steam at 74 cents, it was actually at about 26,000 sats. Okay, yesterday Steam was at 15,000 sats. Okay, so sats value wise, significantly lower. Okay, now I'd still have to pay $1,000 to get, 1,000 Steam. I still need to do that. But, is that right? Yeah. I still need to do that. But in terms of sat value, I'm buying a better rate than I got it a couple of months ago when it was at 74 cents. So you don't want to miss out on these amazing opportunities. And like I said, Omis Go was one that I did yesterday. So what you're going to be noticing, possibly on the run up to the fork, the first fork, is that people are going to be taking their money out of Bitcoin certain times, and they're going to be out of Bitcoin at certain times and putting it into altcoins. And the reason why is because at the beginning of September, a lot of altcoins, like Omis Go for instance, were really riding an amazing wave. It came from absolutely nowhere. It's a very exciting cryptocurrency with a very ambitious project attached to it. They're already a financial, a payment solution company in Asia, but they've got such a huge project that it basically exploded in value, and then the value got stopped. Basically, the momentum, the wave that it was riding, which was crushing everything, was really an amazing cryptocurrency at the time, one of the standout ones. It got its growth stopped because of what happened in China and then subsequently the Bitcoin fork. And it's knocked it down to under half of what it was at its peak, and it was going towards $20. If none of this had happened, if it was all just going swimmingly, Omis Go would probably be about $20, $25 right now with the amount of volume and interest and hype that it was achieving. So you don't want to miss out on these opportunities to buy altcoins during the fork. This is the best time to buy. And people are saying don't buy now. They're idiots. Okay. And the reason why they're idiots is because you are potentially missing out on the bottom. You're missing out great prices. And even if it goes lower, it doesn't really matter. Now, the reason why altcoins are a great investment is if we look at something like Apple. Okay. So Apple is one of the top companies in terms of like the value that the shareholders have received over the last few years. Now, this is looking at Apple over the course of its lifetime, okay, since they have been offering shares, okay? Now, in 2008, which was essentially when Apple started, with the whole iPhone, right? In 2008 time, 2009 time, you would have got Apple stocks at about $12, $13 a share. Okay. Now, since then, we have had the first iPhone, then the iPhone 4, then the iPhone 5, then the, all the way up now to X, right? And yet, in that time, it was about $14, $15 here during 2009. It's gone up 10 times. 10 times. That is what you would have received investing in one of the most valuable companies in the world, investing in one of the ones that have delivered the most value to shareholders in recent times. You would have made 10 times your investment. 10 times. That's pretty shite, isn't it? That's pretty crap. Okay, so forget stocks. And here's another company that offers stocks. Okay, now I used to work for these guys. Now, back in 2000, okay, this was nearly 20 years ago. The value was 42 euros a share. That was, how many years ago? We are talking nearly 18 years ago. This was at 42 euros a share. And then 18 years later, it's 54. It's gone up hardly anything. Okay, it's hardly gone up at all. Okay, good time would have been to buy in at the low points, but a lot of people may have got their money in here. They were given shares as an employee, and really they've made hardly anything. It's only gone up 12 euros in 18 years. Okay, it's a pathetic investment decision. Yet, if we have a look at something like Ethereum, if we go back to around about this time last year, it was about $12, okay? Since then, it has gone up 20 times in 1 year, all right? That is insane, okay? And if we have a look at the progression, if we have a look at the value progression of Bitcoin, it took a while to get over $1, then it went over $1, and then it stayed in single figures for a bit, and then eventually went into double figures over the course of time. And this is very similar to a lot of the progression of value of a lot of cryptocurrencies. You see them stay like Omis Go. you see it going around about $7, $7 to $10, and then $10 to $13, and it stays like that. And then eventually they make an update and bang, goes right up. Okay, now Ethereum offers a hell of a lot of value because it does more than just one thing. And also a lot of new companies are based on the Ethereum blockchain. That's given it a lot of value. But look at the amount of gains you can make over the course of a year. It's gone up 20 times, well, actually probably about 30 times since this time last year, which is basically 3 times more than Apple has gone up over the last 10 years, over a period where they entered into the mobile phone market and the tablet market. So it just goes to show what an amazing opportunity you've got today to get involved in altcoins at a great price. Okay, now the thing is that what you want to look for is you want to look for the dips. Okay, if you invested in Apple up here, you would have made less of a profit when it reached here. So it would have been better to wait for the dip and then ride the wave. Okay, this is one of those periods where you hit a dip and then ride the wave. Okay, yesterday was a great time to be investing because a lot of them have gone up today. People think naturally that because of the Bitcoin fork, they're just going to continue losing value until the 25th, and then subsequently for SegWit 2x, they're just going to continue to lose value. But the fact of the matter is that if you get in at a good time, it will go up during that period because people don't have the blinkers on. The whale investors, the people like me, the people who are knowledgeable about investing, know that even though Bitcoin is riding a wave right now, it's a great time to take some money out and invest it, redistribute it in some cryptos that you like the sound of, that have a hell of a lot of potential, get behind them and just basically smash it when the fork is over and they start to bounce again. All right, so essentially, during this period, look for cryptocurrencies that have a hell of a lot of long-term potential and get in with them, get into them at a dipping point, okay? Find the ones that you know are virtually hitting the bottom, which on this go, under $7 yesterday was an absolutely brilliant time to invest in it. So essentially, use this time, yes, to ride Bitcoin if you've got enough of if you've got enough to put into Bitcoin to be able to make it worthwhile. But at the same time, be constantly looking at altcoins because there are some really great ones to invest in, okay? Like, for instance, InvestFeed is now at 4 cents. This is roughly the price it was before I pumped it. It was at about 6 cents, just at top 5 cents, and then it went up to 11 cents, and now it's gone back down to 4 cents, okay? And the thing is that when some of these cryptocurrencies explode, kind of Ethereum style, then you can never get that time back again. You can't rewind the clock. You can't rewind the clock now and go back to when Bitcoin was, $200 or something. You can't rewind the clock. But what you can do is you can look for the next Bitcoin, okay? And a lot of that will come from using the criteria that determines whether something or not has long-term potential. Now, I just want to make sure that I'm live, just quickly, whilst I've got you on. And I will be taking some questions in a little while, okay? 630 people watching. Awesome. And I know that is awesome because I know that there's another live stream happening right now. And this one is obviously better than that, okay? So, let me just make sure that all's okay and that I can be seen and everything. And I can be heard. The darkness is coming, but I've already gone to the pub, so it doesn't really matter. I've got absolutely no restrictions on time right now, so that's really good. So quick, smash the likes. Smash the likes while I've got you watching. 631 people watching. Let me have a look and see if there are any good questions right now. Let me have a look at... I promised never to mention these guys again, but I will just have a quick look, because I think the token burn is today. Is today the 22nd? Yeah, the token burn is today of Flick. And even given that, it's basically ran out of value, okay? People rode this wave because they bought the rumour and sold the news, okay? And the news is today. And this happened, the same thing happened with Ripple the other day. On the lead up to the Swell conference, everybody was investing in Ripple. And then all of a sudden, when the Swell conference came on the first day, it tanked, okay? So right now, Flick's lost. People rode the wave of Flick, and then only a few kind of thought, okay, this has some good long-term potential, so I'll stay with it. and also get some value out of the token burn, which is going to basically send this from 600 million down to 80 or so, no, 100, I can't remember, 80 million. All right, so only some people are doing it, but people bought the waves. Now it's up to you to decide if this is good long term. I'm personally never going to recommend Flick because what's his name? The guy who's behind Flick made some stupid comment the other day, and as far as I'm concerned, here we go. Or some YouTuber, as the Flick founder called me, helped put Flick on the map. Now he calls me out and says, I tried to destroy Flick, which I didn't. It wasn't anything to do with me at all. And it really peed me off, so I don't give a toss about Flick. I personally wouldn't invest in Flick, no matter what news came out about it. So, so Flick, I think, is kind of dead and buried, and now it's now left to what they do in the future as to whether this goes up in value. Let's see what else other people are saying. Electronium, I wouldn't... Electronium finished their ICO early. I really wouldn't give too much of a stuff about Electronium because that will make a very short-term peak for people who got invested in it. Hopefully, really, it's only going to be the people that got in at the 30% bonus stage. They're going to really benefit from it because they got it at its absolute cheapest. And given the supply, I don't see this going much above 3 cents, 4 cents in the short term. And then people are going to dump it. They're going to make the gains. They're going to dump it. And then you're going to be able to get it at under ICO rate. So I really wouldn't mind about it. But just be careful that you don't get burnt and that you basically sell the hell out of it once it goes on the exchange. Because I think that is when it's going to go. Yes, well, it's not the best time to buy on Misco, but it's not the worst time either. I'd probably wait and see how on Misco goes, but my buy-in point was under $7. That was what I think I said a couple of days ago. That was my buy-in point. All these people saying about the 2-digit, this decimal system, oh, it's the equivalent of Bitcoin. It's bullshit. That's just great marketing on the side of Electronium. Okay, it's still going to be 21 billion total supply, no matter what you do with the stupid decimal points. It's a load of crap. So I don't give a stuff what people are saying about that. People are just brainwashed. INXT could do okay, but they need to do a hell of a lot in the long term. Utrust. I'm going to be doing a video on Utrust next week, so keep an eye out for that. Utrust was an ICO that was meant to go live beginning of October, and it's here actually, and they're going to be starting it on the 2nd of November. So I'm going to be talking more about that then. Price of Lisk after they release their SDK. I think Lisk, I talked about Lisk the other day. One of the best types of cryptocurrency that you can invest in are the builders. Okay, so I went through a list of the best cryptocurrencies the other day. By the way, thank you, Dismas, for your contribution. If you send me a super chat, I will definitely answer your question to the best of my knowledge. So anyway, the best type of cryptocurrency I identified to invest in would be a building cryptocurrency. So essentially like an Ethereum, where you can build your own cryptocurrency using the blockchain or using an SDK or using the service like Stratis, using a database blockchain for business service. Okay, and Lisk, I see this being a big coin in the future. I see this easily double figures before the end of the year. And this could be a triple figure coin in the long term. But we've got to see, really, it's got to prove itself over time. But I see this being a really good cryptocurrency for the future. Millie ran out of this room just before I went live. So blame Millie, not me. I wanted her to be in this stream. What are your thoughts on Syscoin? I think Syscoin are going to, when they offer Masternodes, I think it's going to go up a little bit. But I'm not sure about the absolute long-term potential. Not really 100% sure on it. I have invested in Syscoin, but I don't really know how it will compare to some of the more exciting ones that have come out recently. There's someone is saying about coin supply and it doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. This is what annoys me about people in cryptocurrency, is that they just don't get that is that they think they are armchair experts and they're not. Okay, so Ripple gets a hell of a lot of volume. Look, 98 million in volume. And how much has it gone up? 0.58. Why? Look at the circulating supply. Now, if we have a look at NXT, okay, bad example for use to, but for today. But look, 12,000, and this has gone down a little bit because it's got such low supply. But if this had the equivalent amount of volume in it, then the fact of the matter is that this would have gone up about 10,000%, okay, or more. So coin supply absolutely does matter. So people who say coin supply doesn't matter, they're stupid. Walton. I think Walton was really good to get behind under $6. I personally would wait for it to go under $6 if you want to get it good. There's also another one, ADX as well, which I think has got good long-term potential. And this has gone down tremendously over the course of the last month. I said this was going to be one of the fallers because it had quite a nice gain. And I thought, well, you know, it's going to be one of the first ones to lose all its value. And it did lose a lot of value. So ADX, I think, will recover a lot quicker, especially given its supply. I think once it bounces back, this could go up a lot quicker. That's my personal opinion. Litecoin, I think, is going to be one of the Ethereums of the future. So, all right. So let's go to it. So let me just go through my criteria. Okay, actually, just before I do that, I want to take you to this tweet, which I saw the other day. Okay, so I asked, serious question, what makes you invest in a coin? Okay, and I gave 4 options because I could only give 4 options on Twitter. Your own research, someone else's research, actual value, so what have they achieved already and how valuable do you see it? Perceived value, so, you know, how valuable do you see it being? How valuable do you envision it to be, given the nature of the project, the roadmap, etc.? Perceived hype, perceived value. Now, I think people are lying through their teeth when they say your own research. I am willing to bet all of my cryptocurrency on the fact that this is not the case. Most people do not do their own research. They do maybe look at other people's research, but I am guessing it's all based on perceived hype and value. They perceive it. You see it in the troll boxes. You see it in my mastermind group. You see it in my comments. You see it every time. People think something is valuable based on everything, all the marketing hype and what the community is saying, and they buy into it, and then they see that the value is going to be, that they see the hype is going to lead to tremendous value, and that's when they get behind it. So I actually think this is the real answer. But I think that you need to do your own research to come to the perceived value. I also asked another question, which is this one. Is cryptocurrency really all just bullshit? Okay? And what I asked by that, I'm not trying to put it down at all, cryptocurrency in general. I'm not trying to put cryptocurrency down. But is the value of cryptocurrency really all based on perceived value, perceived gains? Is it all just bullshit? I mean, in reality, if you look at it without all the hype, if you took all the hype away, if you took all the people that are really invested in cryptocurrency and see it as an exciting, volatile market, if you took all of that away and just left the industry as it is with no people driving up the volatility, is cryptocurrency really that valuable? Okay, it's attracted a lot of hype, and this is essentially, this question was in essence to answer this, okay? Because cryptocurrency really is all about perceived hype and value, okay? Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to make savage gains because you see the value long term and you're in right at the beginning. You're looking for the Bitcoins at the beginning without having to wait until it becomes Bitcoin and then invest and then make 3 times gain over the course of a year. Okay, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter yet, smash the follow on my Twitter page. It's twitter.com/Michael Suppo. I always have really good tweets. I love twittering now. I also like going on InvestFeed as well. InvestFeed, if they add some poll options, I would be a bit happier. But anyway, yeah. So, when it comes to evaluating the perceived value, the perceived hype of a cryptocurrency, and doing your own research, you need to look at 5 areas. Because people say to me, Superman, what do you think of Substratum? Superman, what do you think of Cardano? Superman, what do you think of this? Superman, what do you think of that? What I do when I am looking at something is I look at these 5 criteria, okay? And this is what comes into my altcoin strategy, okay? So when I'm looking at altcoins to invest in, I will go through this vetting process to make sure I don't just invest in any old crap, okay? That's why I've got a good working knowledge of every cryptocurrency I'm invested in. So number 5, community. Is there hype? Is there support? So basically, like with Electroneum, let's take out the coin supply for a minute and look at the community. The community are so hyped behind Electroneum. They've got more Twitter followers and more Facebook page likes than most cryptocurrencies out there, and it's not even really on the exchanges yet. Yet there is so much hype and therefore support, because when it dives, which it will dive, when it dives, the support is there to stop it from diving to 0 sats, okay? So the support is there so that when the coin slumps, it hits a resistance, it hits the support barrier, which is what I do in technical analysis. It hits the support barrier so that you don't make such a drastic loss. If there's no community, or if it's a community that doesn't have a big belief, it will go right to the bottom. Look at Chaincoin. That was driven by the loosest of support, okay? People just wanted to ride the wave. People didn't know or care anything about Chaincoin. All they wanted to do was profit. And so when it actually, when it plummeted so bad, it lost 100 times its value, just like that, okay? And the reason why is because there was no support. So as well as hype, you need the support, and the support comes from the community. Have you got a community that are invested in the coin, that believe in the coin, that thinks that it's got great long-term value? If it does, then that support is there so that when the coin crashes, it hits a support barrier, and they're like a force field, I guess, and then it goes up from that point. If it doesn't have support, you're stuffed, because you can get burnt badly from that. Supply, okay? So if there is, the less supply there is, the better. For 2 reasons. Number 1, it enables higher volatility. Number 2, it actually gives the impression of greater value per token. If there are fewer tokens in the market, look at Bitcoin Plus, for instance. Okay, there's only like it's in the 5 figures, I think, supply. The less supply there is, the more valuable it is, the more there's demand. And because there's fewer supply to meet with demand, it makes the price shoot up, particularly if it's a great coin. And price per token, you don't want to be, unless it's in Bitcoin, you don't really want to be going for a cryptocurrency that doesn't give you massive multipliers. I like to go for cryptocurrencies that are under $1, or at least invest in them while they're under $1, that meet all the rest of the criteria that I can make insane gains on. Once I've done this with a Blitzcash, a Stratis, is Digibyte, is Digibyte, is Ripple, is PivX. These are ones I've made insane gains on because I got behind them at a very low price, and it meant that I was able to really take advantage of the multipliers when they went up in price. So you want to be getting something that is suitable for you to make long-term gains. If you go for something that's already established, that's worth $40 already, you're not going to be making the multipliers very quickly unless you are lucky and you invested in something like Ethereum at $40, fine. Then you would have made nearly 10 times gain. But most of the time, you probably won't. So look for a good entry point, a good entry price per token, and then buy the hell out of it. Like No Limit Coin, I got it at 10 cents a coin, okay? And then it shot up to 30 cents just like that. So already 3 times its value. So that is what you want to be looking for. Get into it at a bulletproof price. Look for the superstar team member or advisor, okay? Now, when we talk about cryptocurrencies, you need to look at cryptocurrencies like celebrities, okay? You look, let's say someone like Harry Styles, okay? So if you invested in Harry Styles now, okay, you're investing in him at a peak because he's, you know, a solo artist now. But by the way, if you don't know, Harry Styles was in One Direction. He's now a solo artist. He's bringing out songs, bringing out albums, doing tours. Okay, so he is virtually at the peak right now. He's doing really well. The time to invest in Harry Styles would have been just after he finished third, when One Direction finished third in the X Factor. Okay, you invest in him before he's become a pop star. You invest in him then, and that means when One Direction starts releasing global worldwide hits and albums, then you ride that wave. Okay, so you have to anticipate it. You have to see, right, he's got good long-term potential. He's got boy band appeal. He's got sex appeal for women and girls. You know, he's probably, I don't know, the most charismatic member of One Direction, whatever, right? Look for the long-term potential, apply the criteria then, and then you can ride the wave to where he is now. Okay, he's virtually like the Bitcoin of the pop world. All right, so that's what you need to do. You need to identify what makes him a superstar. Okay, and it's the same thing when you are looking at the team. Okay, you need to be looking at where is the value coming from. If they want to achieve something incredibly ambitious, they need to have somebody that can enable them to realize that goal. Okay, so yesterday I was talking about Cardano. Okay, now Cardano is something very similar to Ethereum. Okay, it's got, you know, the coin is not only a tradable cryptocurrency, they also will have a platform you can create decentralized apps. You can also, you know, run ICOs with it. It's also got smart contracts. It's also got proof of stake wallet, and it's got all of these things that make it investable. But you need the superstar team member to have the confidence that they can actually implement the vision. And the person who's the superstar in Cardano is the former CEO of Ethereum, which is, can't remember his name, something Hodgkinson or something. So, you know, he is the superstar team member. That's how you have the confidence that he can realize the value. So you need to look for a superstar team member. If you've got somebody trying to be the next Ethereum, but they've been an entrepreneur and done this and done that in areas outside cryptocurrency or finance, then they probably haven't got a bat in hell's chance of delivering the vision. So you need to be looking for the superstar team members, and if they've got that, there's a better chance of them achieving their long-term potential. Uniqueness. Does it stand out? If it's a cryptocurrency that are the only cryptocurrency doing that one thing, then they've got more of a chance of realizing their long-term value. And No Limit Coin is one of them. No Limit Coin is the only, it was the first anyway fantasy sports cryptocurrency. Okay, therefore it's got pride of place. It's at the top of the tree compared to everything else. So if it's unique, it's got more of a chance of being having first mover advantage, more of a chance of actually making the cryptocurrency work in that area because they are top of that team. If you're in an area where there are already 5 or 6 really good competitors, so for instance, Cardano are looking to offer debit cards in the future, okay? And there's already 10x, there's Centra, there's Monaco, there's going to be Kevin, there's going to be a load of debit card companies, okay? And if you just come into the market as another debit card company, you've got very little chance of standing out, and people are going to be investing in the 10x's and Centras before they invest in you if you own this debit card company. So if it's unique, then you've got more of a chance of standing out and being the first mover, the real first gainer. And then lastly, what is the pain? What is the scale of the pain? Now, my number one cryptocurrency, which you can get for $10 in the description, my number one cryptocurrency solves what I believe to be one of the biggest pains in cryptocurrency, and the scale of it is ginormous because they are essentially going to be offering the universal wallet, and the universal wallet will have 2 main functions. Number one, it will enable you to store multi-currencies, multi-altcoins, okay? You'll be able to store all of the altcoins in this wallet, okay? And there's no current provider of that right now. None, okay? The closest I can find is a Nano Ledger S, or a Ledger Nano S, which I've got, because you can hold 180 ERC20 tokens on it, and all the main cryptos, okay? It's the closest thing, really, to multi-currency wallet. But the universal wallet is going to be so huge. And then the second thing is the fiat gateway, because at the moment everybody uses Coinbase, and this is going to enable you to not have to use Coinbase and not have all these country restrictions. As a teacher on Udemy, people are always saying, oh, Coinbase isn't available in my country. How am I going to buy cryptocurrency? So you've got to go to GDAX or local Bitcoins. But That pain is going to be solved by my number one cryptocurrency, and that is why I see this being a 3-figure cryptocurrency, because it basically meets all of this criteria. Okay, so what I would recommend you do is essentially invest in the cryptocurrency course where I name my number one cryptocurrency and ride the wave, which is going to be achieving over the next couple of years. But you can also get behind InvestFeed, Omisgo, 10x, and a load of other cryptocurrencies which are going to have very similar success. Okay, some will take longer than others. Now, I've done a lot of talking, so right now I just want to see what people are saying. By the way, B3 coin, which I spoke about the other day, and it really spiked up in value, and I'm led to believe I crashed Cryptopia and Coin Exchange as a result. This has gone down significantly, but it was at 0.003 the other day, and it's gone up, you know, 3 times, nearly 3 times that since the other day. Now, I, at the time, had 156,000 coins that I had staked, having put in 35,000 coins. So that 35,000 at the time of the video had turned into 156,000. As of today, it's 200,000 coins. So that is essentially 165,000 coins I've just got for free joining in the community pool. So if you didn't see that, go back to that video because it's a good video. And I think that by the end of this month, I'll have to the 2 million required for a Masternode, but I'm going to leave it in there for a bit more because I want to have about 5 million coins. And all of this is all just through putting it into a community staking pool. And I think this is going to lead to a hell of a lot of cash, you know, personally. And this is one of the lower value cryptocurrencies that I see a lot of value in investing in. So guys, let's see what you guys are saying. I haven't looked at Request Network, so I can't give any thoughts on that. Neblio, I think you would probably do well to get into, you probably do well to find a good entry point for this because this is already skyrocketing. It's not something I'm involved in, but I plan to bring out a video on Neblio soon. Thoughts on holding B3 Masternodes long term? I think that holding the Masternode long term is going to lead to really good dividends in the future. Okay, so I think that, you know, my father has shares in a company. The shares cost him about $20,000, but he only gets $1,400 a year in dividends. Okay, and I think that investing in Masternodes is the best way to build your retirement fund on the side. Okay, so you're also investing in these cryptocurrencies that are going up and you're building that retirement fund. But another really good way of building the retirement fund is by investing in proof of stake coins. You put them in a staking wallet and you essentially are just building up the funds. And then Masternodes, which are like the super proof of stake wallets, basically, where you are just making insane dividends on a yearly basis. BitCloud here says it's got an ROI of 395%. Okay, so it costs $5,700 to have a Masternode, and yearly apparently you will be making $22,000, which I think that maths is wrong, personally. PivX, for some reason, this is ridiculous. I don't think this is true. So PivX, it costs $36,000 to own a Masternode because you need 10,000 coins. And at the moment, it's worth $3.61, but you'll get an annual dividend of 102,000. But I think that's wrong. But what I would say is that Masternodes are a great way of earning passive income. All the people that invested in Dash when it was $10 and bought, you know, $10,000 worth of coins to have a Masternode are now laughing, okay, because they are making insane amounts of money. This, I think, is accurate because 7% a year annually sounds a little bit more reasonable. And look, they're making $22,000 a year. It's a great way to build a retirement fund, a pension fund, essentially. So Masternodes, in answer to your question, it's gone now. But that was a paid for question. So in answer to your question, Masternodes are great for long-term revenue. Somebody just asked if I could pump B3 again. I think I just did, to be honest. Loopring, I'm going to do a review of Loopring, but Loopring I think is also one that's got good long-term potential. What am I doing? 911 people watching, guys. Smash the likes. Smash the likes. I would be very, very appreciative because there's so many of you watching. Smash those likes up. Anyway, yeah, so loop ring. Loop ring, I think, if you could get into this good bulletproof price, the supply does stand in its way. At the moment, it's all based on circulating supply. And this has gone up a hell of a lot recently. Okay, there's a really good review on loop ring on the internet. It's a decentralized exchange. So much good stuff around loop ring. Okay, which I plan to cover at some point. But I mean, these team members are quite insane. So loop ring, decentralized exchange, you know, one to watch. Okay, but I can't do everybody's research for them. Okay, so people say, Superman, what do you think of this? Superman, what do you think of that? And the thing is that I can't just come here and just evaluate every coin, because that would take me probably, you know, about a year to do that on all coins. Okay, so the best thing you can do is just use those 5 criteria that I told you about. Use those 5 criteria. If you haven't yet subscribed to Suppoman, smash the subscribes and watch this video when it's replayed for a chance to get in for an excellent incentive I'm doing for my next video. Price of OMG in 1 to 2 years. That's from Dismas, who's paid. Thank you, Dismas, again for the contribution. It's difficult to say. When people ask me price predictions, and you know how good I am at price predictions, I think I only got about 6 or so right, and most of those were the fallers. Anyway, where do I think Omisco is going to be in 1 to 2 years? I think that Omisco, it all depends on implementation. At the moment, a lot of their investment has come from perceived value, which I've already told you about, and a lot of the perceived value comes from applying the criteria and seeing if they can really achieve that. Now, they've got an ambitious plan, a lot involved in the project. Now it's about the implementation and the roadmap, okay? If they are constantly smashing the milestones in the roadmap, if they're achieving them, this will lead to the value growing and having a compound effect, okay? So you've already got the perceived value, then you'll have the compound effect of actual value, another compound effect if they hit another milestone, and so on and so on and so on. So I could easily see this being a 3-figure coin inside of 2 years, perhaps inside of a year, but it all depends on the implementation, because they've got a hell of a long way to go and they're going to probably be looking for world domination. So it all depends really on the scalability of the pain and how far they can take their payment solutions worldwide. If they can do that, then this could easily be kind of Ethereum value inside 2 years. POSW coin masternode soon. And I think for POSW it's 30,000 coins for a masternode. And at the moment it's 12 cents. I've got a load of POSW coins, which I got at 8 cents. Around about the time I brought out the video on POSW. So I think this is going to be good over the long term. What will I be doing with my Bitcoin Gold? I'll probably sell it in all honesty, but I'll be keen to see how it does. Like it or not, there's lots of bad press surrounding Bitcoin Gold. It's a scam coin. The team behind it look like they've brought out they don't look like they've got an amazing team behind it, and they're probably scammers themselves. I've heard so much, especially because they were saying that it's going to be mined on this date, and actually it was mined 2 weeks before, and it's just a bit unreliable, and the lack of replay protection as well. So you don't know, as far as being a transaction currency, if this is going to be something that burns you down the line. But it'd be interesting to see. I think it requires some trust of Bitcoin Gold for it to actually achieve value. It hasn't got the same level of credibility, I think, as Bitcoin Cash. So I don't think it's going to achieve the 3-figure levels that they did achieve. Lasse Bystrup said, when will EOS be low enough to be interesting? I personally think if EOS goes to 40 cents, which is what I got it at ICO, that's a buy. That's a buy, but it's a long-term buy and hold. They're constantly adding more coins to circulation with every week. until it goes up to 1 billion. And until then, it's going to be an inflationary cryptocurrency that keeps on going up and down in value because the value gets diluted by more coins going into circulation. So I think that once this hits the million, that's where you're going to see the pure value of EOS coming out. I think this is going to be a double figure coin next year after the ICO implementation period's over and the total supply has been achieved. That is when you're going to see Ethereum on steroids, which is EOS. So get in at 40 cents if you can. That would be brilliant. Litecoin prediction, I think this will start doing well after the forks, okay? Because this has had a bit of a bad run. It's just had constant bad luck. It's always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. Okay, so this has constantly been trying to achieve value. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, and it goes up a lot, a bit like Bitcoin. This is meant to be the queen to Bitcoin. And then it goes up, and then it went right up to nearly $90 and then sunk as a result of what happened in China. And now it's trying to get its way up again, and then it's sunk again. Okay, so I think this needs for the fork to go out. I think in terms of long-term prediction, I see Litecoin easily a 3-figure coin. Yeah, this will be. And I invested in Litecoin at $9 only about 4 months ago. So I think that yeah, it was around about May. It was no, it was £9, not $9, because on what's it called? Coinbase, it displays it in pounds for me, so it was £9, so it was about $15. So I think this is going to go right up in time, especially with Charlie Lee behind it. Charlie Lee is probably more of a celebrity than Litecoin is. You know, Charlie Lee is what's driving the value here. Look, the founder, the creator of Litecoin. The other week when he put that he had his Hodl t-shirt, had 119,000 followers. Now he's got closer to 200,000. So I think that the more his social currency rises, the more that he will actually, the more that Litecoin will grow with him. Okay? And I think that Roger Ver and his sparring battles with Roger Ver is helping him out as well with getting Litecoin out there and spoken about. There's another question. BitMillions has just asked, how long is long term for everyone? Now, basically, forget about, when I say long term, it's like how long is a piece of string? Long term means you hold it as long as you need to for the value to be realized. Okay, now I'm going to give you quite a extreme example of this. Okay, so Bitcoin Plus, which has now absolutely plummeted. It's 101,000 Bitcoin Plus in circulation. Now, if we go back to September 2015, you can see that Bitcoin Plus was at that time worth 6 cents. Okay, so what is long term for you? Okay, some people may say a year is long term. Okay, so 20th of September, it was at 6 cents. Now let's look at the 20th of September 2016. 20th of September, it went up from 6 cents to $1.39. Now, somebody would have said, okay, so this has made 20 times gain or so, probably a bit. Yeah, about 20 times gain, 23 times gain. So I'm going to sell it. 23 times gain is ace. So I'm going to sell it now. That's good long term for me. However, if you had just let it sit in there for another year, then when it achieved $200, you would have made 2,000 times gain. Which means that if you put $1,000 into Bitcoin Plus when it was worth 6 cents, you would now be sitting on 2 million. You would have turned $1,000 into $2 million, all for holding for much longer term. If you held for 1 year, then you would have got 23 times value. But if you held out for another year, for 2 years, you would have got 2,000 times value. So long term means hold out for as long as the coin can achieve value. And then when it hits an insane, basically, when I invest in a cryptocurrency, I invest to make a 50 to 100 times gain on that cryptocurrency. And the ultimate dream is 1,000, but that very rarely happens unless you get into something when it's under a cent, okay? You get into something really special under a cent. Rarely happens. But you can make 1,000 times gain. But really, my goal is to make 50 to 100 times gain. So if I get that 100 times achieved, that's kind of when I go out. So it's not necessarily, when I say long term, it's not necessarily about a length of time, 2 years, 5 years. It's more about however long it takes to achieve 100 times gain on a cryptocurrency. And if that's 2 years, if it's 5 years, if it's 10 years, it doesn't matter. But that is my exit point. I think I'm going dark now because it's getting dark outside. So bear with me just a second. I'm going to reduce the size of me on here so that I don't encroach too much on the screen. So let me take some more questions because I'm liking answering the questions here. Electronium prediction, I've already said. I think that's going to go up to about 5 cents come the ICO launch, coming on the exchanges. So it's currently 1 cent. It was 1 cent to buy at ICO and a bit less if you got the bonus. It's going to go up to 5 cents, 5 times value, and then it's going to plummet. That's what I personally think. Thanks, Drew. That's really lovely of you. Come on, give me some good questions. 10x prediction. Now, I said to you that I thought 10x might be about nearly $7-8 the end of this month. That was a pretty shit prediction. I think that 10x, what stands in the way of 10x really growing is milestones, okay? So when it comes to a cryptocurrency progressively gaining value over the course of time, what gains it the value is hitting roadmaps and market news, things that bring it to the audience, okay? So have they updated? Have they created a better wallet? You know, have they got a new design? Is there another card coming out? You know, have they added more cryptocurrencies? Because at the moment you can only buy using fiat currency, using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dash. Okay, when they start adding more, like some of the ERC20 tokens, or like Ethereum Classic, or Ripple, or things like that, once they start adding more altcoins that you can buy regular items with, that is where the value is going to go up. So it relies on market news to drive this up. And the market news that drove this up initially was the debit cards, and then the debit cards getting sent. This went up to $6. Okay, and then since then, there's not been a lot to drive up the price. So when people say, Superman, why isn't the price of 10x going up? Well, why should it go up? Things don't just go up for going up's sake. They go up because of perceived value. So when a bit of market news comes up, or Julian gets online or on YouTube or on something, and he gives you an update on the comet, or he gives you an update on, you know, the something new happening, that is when the value goes up. Okay, so you need for it to actually gain some market news before it actually goes up in value. Okay, it's not just going to go up for going up's sake. You know, it will go up progressively, but it needs to go up in different echelons, you know, to go from $1 to $5, $5 to $10, it needs to have some really good market news. Metaverse I spoke about not long ago when it was at $2, and I essentially told you why it was a good cryptocurrency to invest in, especially because it's got really low circulating supply. This one is looking to be another Ethereum. So we've got Cardano. Cardano, if you didn't see my Savage Crypto episode yesterday, watch it for God's sake, because I talk about Cardano, and Cardano is looking to be the next kind of Ethereum or Neo. It's like, it's a blockchain that's been created almost for scientific and academic purposes. They've got the best minds around the world to create one of the most powerful blockchains available, and they're looking to be like Ethereum and Neo, but their huge total supply, max supply, is what stands in the way of this gaining, because in 2 million volume in 24 hours is lost value. So there we are, go figure. But Metaverse, on the other side of the equation, is like Cardano, but there's no roadmap for Cardano, whereas you know kind of where Metaverse is going. So I think that this is going to be, certainly in the short term, a lot more valuable than Cardano. And but, you know, if you got it in a good point, which it would have been to get, you know, $1.90, which I spoke about the other week, this was where it was the other week when I spoke about it, and then it shot up. Okay, this is going to shoot up like Neo, I think. So that would have been the best time to get into it, which was the time I got into it. Unicoin Gold I've spoken about before. That is Mark Cuban's cryptocurrency related to esports. I'm not a massive fan of esports. The value comes from Mark Cuban being behind it. So, and Ashton Kutcher, I think, was rumoured to be behind it as well. So that, I think, is perceived value that, again, will kind of tank. I don't think Unicoin is on yet, is it? No, it's not on yet. So go figure. Somebody says, I am so wrong on Electroneum. I don't know jack about it. It just goes to show how stupid people actually are. There doesn't appear to be more decent questions being asked. I'm not in the Walton community, so I don't know when they're releasing their wallet. I'm not really into Walton, personally, but that's just a personal taste. Bankera, well, Bankera isn't even, they haven't even properly launched yet, so we're not going to see them for a while, but I think long term they could do well. But again, I think that total supply stands in the way of Bankera. CCT, I don't know what CCT is. Einsteinium is just a shite coin like Mona coin. I don't really see much about Einsteinium. Suppo, what do you think? Which of the coins will be popular for everyday transactions in 5 years instead of fiat? I think it all depends really on what survives and what has the best reputation, really. Bitcoin has the best reputation, the best credibility. Bitcoin's just gone over $6,000. I'm going to have to go in a minute because I'm gone all dark now. Bitcoin is definitely going to be adopted. Ethereum, will be definitely adopted. Dash will definitely be adopted. Litecoin will be adopted as alternatives to fiat currency in the future. BitConnect will not. I bet you there'll be a lot of broke-ass people through BitConnect, and that happens tough. Ethereum Classic will be in some countries, maybe not in the Western world, but definitely in Korea and places. Maybe EOS in the future, but it all depends really on what happens after the ICO implementation point. Steam, I think, is a great. I bought some more Steam. I'm gonna hope that this tanks a little bit more because Steemit is just so awesome. By the way, if you're on Steemit, if you create an account on Steemit, become a member on Steemit, follow me on Steemit, and blog on Steemit because even though this one didn't do so well yet, look at the insane revenues I am getting through blogging on Steemit. $84, $85, $72. $100, this is insane, the amount of money I'm making on Steam. So get on Steam, guys. It's a great social network, and follow me because I've only got 1,900 only got 1,900 followers, which I've kind of brought on myself because I don't follow anybody because I'm just like that. I roll like that. I'm just like, if I follow you got to be special, okay? It's not to say I won't follow anybody, but you've got to be special. I was previously following Jerry Banfield, who is Mr. Steam, really. But I stopped following him. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. Unless there are any lasting questions, can we just have a quick like spike if you've enjoyed this? If you've enjoyed this live stream, obviously it's Sunday today. I'm a religious person, I'm a Catholic person, and yeah, I'm working on a Sunday. So smash the likes in appreciation for me working, despite it being Sunday. I would really appreciate it. And I'll just look and see if there's any more last questions before I actually become invisible. Chainlink. I think I've spoken about Chainlink quite a lot. Last I looked at it, it was 22 cents. It's now gone up to 27 cents. And I invested in this at 24 cents. Like I said I would. I said I'd invest in it under 30 cents, and it went well under 30 cents. And I may invest a bit more as well. I've maxed out on my... I've maxed out on how much I can spend now. Let's have a look and see if B3 has gone up since this stream. It has gone up a bit since this stream. Excellent. Box mining is here! Where's the box mining, man? Let me just make sure it is actually box mining. Hey, it is actually box mining! You're a legend, dude. But what I would recommend that you do box mining is you get me on your stream, not Ivan on Tech. That's just my own personal opinion. Box mining. Everybody say hello to box mining. I think that's it, really. Oh, and his name's Michael, just like mine. Look at that. What can you say about Michael other than the fact that it is an angelic name? And also, Michael is Hebrew for like God. So basically, I am God. I shouldn't have said that, should I? Anyway, oh, Michelle Williams is here. Michelle Williams, who made that amazing comment that made me laugh the other time. Oh, man, that was the funniest comment I have ever seen. She said, I can't say. You can repeat it if you want, Michelle. It was funny. So anyway, guys, that is it for this episode of Savage Cash, which had box mining in it. Way! So, guys, that is it for this episode of Savage Cash. Thank you for joining me today. If you can see me, hello. And I will see you tomorrow. Let me know also in the comments on this video if you would like me to cover another cryptocurrency in my Savage Crypto series, which I go through the positives, the negatives, and of course my final rating. Do that and then I will cover it, okay? Till next time, guys, it is lights out, all out.